you could spend the day with one person, alive or passed away, who would it be and why?
I'm going to cheat a little bit on this one. I actually have three. Uh, my father and younger brother both passed away, so they are at the head of the list. If I could spend another day with them, it would be one of the greatest days of my life. And so, again, Rick was up here, and he asked all of you young people to look your parents in the eye and thank them and celebrate them, and likewise for the parents to look at the kids. And, you know, there are no guarantees in this world. So look around you, look next to you, friends, but most importantly, family. Just be kind, embrace it all, and just love them as much as you possibly can. And then the third person would be, again, someone who's unfortunately not here, but an absolute hero of my life is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Um, he was such a special individual for our country and for the world, and for a long time we honored his vision and made some huge progress with respect to it, so that events like today could happen, that we all could be sitting with one another, sharing this wonderful foundation and achievement of these young people. But if I could make an impact in the world, I'd love to bring us all back together to what he was all about, which was togetherness. And so I'd love to spend a day with him and just sort of reinvigorating that feeling, that spirit, so that we could do it all around the country.
My next question: when you were in school or early in your career, what advice would you give your younger self about making important decisions or taking risks?
Well, I think about that younger self frequently, particularly when I'm around such outstanding young people as yourselves. But when I think about that question, I think I would tell myself that I had two parents that instilled so much in me, and it was to strive for success and to be diligent and disciplined, as Dr. Carson said. But the one thing that I didn't think about and that I learned about in my professional career is failure is not only necessarily so bad, it oftentimes can be the catalyst for unbelievable success. So I would tell that younger self to not be feared by that, not be driven by the ability not to fail, but more strive for success, and in the event you face some adversity or you face some failure, embrace it, educate yourself from it, learn from it, and use it, as I said, as a catalyst to do even better and greater things.
Thank you, that's amazing. On a more serious note, what is the coolest movie you have ever seen?
Coolest movie I've ever seen. And it's actually frightening now to think about it. Will Smith starred in a movie called Enemy of the State. And it's about how the government's intelligence and police authorities' intelligence on individuals and their whereabouts and their, how they can be found throughout the world, and now we're living it with artificial intelligence. So I harken back to that movie a lot of times and think it's a pretty awesome movie and predictor of the future.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
What is your opinion on the U.S. education nowadays?
U.S. education, oh my goodness. Well, that's one of the reasons we developed the Carson Scholarship, because there wasn't enough attention being paid to high achievement in education. I've always said, if you get a good education, you write your own ticket. But the question is, how can we make sure that everybody gets a good education? And sometimes you end up in not such a pleasant school system, which was the case that I had in Detroit. Public schools wasn't a very good school system. But here's the key. Even if it's not the best school system, if a person is adequately motivated, they can make it work for them. So At my school, the biology experiments never got done because there were so many discipline problems. Poor Mr. McConnell, I felt sorry for him. But he made me the lab assistant. So I got to set up all the experiments. I got to figure out what was going to go on. So I learned even though nobody else wasn't learning anything. And then the chemistry teacher started having me set up the chemistry experiments. And then the physics teacher had me set up those. And then I would go back after school to my other teachers. And I would say, what were you planning to teach today? And they would be very happy to share it with me because somebody would at least benefit from their preparation. But the key being, if you get that good education, there are a lot of ways to get it. Sometimes it requires self-motivation. But if you get it, you can do all kinds of things. It doesn't matter where you came from, what your family circumstances are. If you take the motivation within yourself and are willing to work hard, you can make the system work for you.
This is something I've been wondering for a long time. How do you stay inspired to keep learning and growing even after achieving so much?
Well, the key thing for me is to ask yourself, why are you here? And everybody in this room is here for a reason. And everybody in this room is better at something than everybody else in this room. And it's a matter of finding what you're good at the time that you need it. There are certain skills you need when you're in the 5th grade that you don't necessarily need when you turn 70.
First and foremost for me, I pray that my legacy it starts with my 2 children. It's certainly the most proud thing I've done. I'm so proud to be their father and to try to guide them through this world that we all live in. But then secondly, I think it would be my impact on young people and people in general. As you saw in the video, I refer to myself as a people person. I have any number of relationships. One very important one that has me in this room today is my relationship with Ben Jr., which comes by way of education. We both went to the same university. So I hope my impact is improving education, improving individuals' access to education, because it can be such a wonderful stepping stone to, as Dr. Carson said, doing anything and everything you dream you can do. If we can educate our people as we're educating you guys, and as the Carson scholars are, allowing this to happen, I think we can just really, really make our world, continue to make our world a wonderful place to live.
Well, I would have to echo that. I'm very proud of my children, the grandchildren, the family, my wife. It's wonderful, particularly DJ. Just going crazy with all his business accomplishments. But I must also say, in terms of the legacy, it's all of you, the Carson scholars. The young people who have demonstrated that being smart is great, but also caring about other people. Because isn't that what our country is about, what it should be about? And you all are ambassadors that can really change the time in this country and make a real big difference.